Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're good. Welcome to the Casual Report Plus from me, JT. We're going to solo show today. Won't be too much of your time. Thank you very much for clicking. Let's get on with it. What have I been doing? Is the question. Not much. Watched the episode of Last of Us, the new episode of The Last of Us, the Left Behind DLC one. Not played the Left Behind DLC, by the way. Very good. A lot of people are quite cold on it. There's a story that needed to be told because it showcases a part of Ellie's past, which will become important if it's not already. Yeah, the girl that plays Riley's really good, really good, and Bella Ramsey just needs every award going because she's been unbelievable, and so is Pedro Pascal, to be honest, but he's barely in that one. It's more about Ellie's relationship with Riley. But next week's the one I've been waiting for. My favourite moment of the game, the first one, except for that ending. But David, the may or may not be a cannibal. We'll see. And Troy Baker's in that one. And I'm hoping Ashley Johnson's in there as well, but we'll see. Is what it is. How games have been playing. So I've played Silent Soldiers, the Metroidvania game. Yeah, a little bit actually. Played a bit of Smash with the lads on Saturday. Trying to get Shulk to Elite Smash, which is proving to be difficult. I'm struggling against the more floatier characters. Just doing it in a bit. I'm banging on the ceiling and I'm dropping all the way down. I'm banging on the ceiling. One day we'll get there. And a bit of Super Metroid, because, I tied that and waited. I was foolish and waiting for the physical edition of Metroid Prime Remastered, which is out Friday for me in the UK. Just a few more days. The order's being processed now, so hopefully I should have it in the next couple of days or so. I don't know whether to post it tomorrow or Thursday. I should have it. I hope by Friday, but I'll be fuming if I don't. But Super Metroid still all's up today. It's fantastic. And I played the Wolong demo. Great game. Terrible demo. It's too grindy to be a demo for me. I just want a you have to do a bit of grinding for the first boss, and I just think, give me the tools to be able to get rid of the boss and show me how the game works, as opposed to just grind for it. I'm not against grinding, don't get me wrong, but when it's a demo and you've got to showcase how the game's going, I don't know, but I will be playing that as well. It's on Game Pass Friday, and it's on everything Friday, to be fair, so PC, PS5, PS4, whatever. Do what you will. Let's crack on. Massive day today. Couldn't believe it this morning. I was going mental. So I woke up to 2 announcements this morning. We'll just go straight into it. The first thing I looked at when I opened my eyes basically this morning was, finally we have confirmation that Elden Ring is getting some DLC. Now it's had an update on it with I think the Colosseums. You can go into the Colosseum now, do your thing, but this is like story content. This is, I hope, going to be a good slice of action. They've got a like an image, and which just basically shows like a field, like a crop field. It's just like the damaged and scorched earth, if you will. The fucking tree, what's it called? The trees at the back, in bits, not in bits, but it's in a state. And there's a character who looks to be on Torrent, who is the player's horse in the game, and it looks to be, I don't know about you, I feel this is Michaela, or Michaela, however you want to say it, you know what I mean. The Imperial, that word. It's a problem with Elden Ring. George Martin with them words, mate. But yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see any of that character, because there was only like bits of writing and I believe a corpse towards the end. Maybe it plays Michaela or Michaela. That'll be cool. Would you rather do, players than or fight him? I mean, the savage in me would rather fight him, but I think a nice twist of fate would be to play as this character and go on that journey. I won't spoil the game, but to go on that journey and to see how they become how they are, because basically the family in Elden Ring, all them lot, are basically the Skywalkers to Star Wars. So it is what it is. And there's a lot of questions as well. Is George Martin involved with this DLC, or have they got someone else in to write this? Or I'm sure this has already been done for ages. The writing, if it was George Martin, he would have just added to what he had, or perhaps have cut it up and perhaps he had like a vast amount. And gone, this will be good DLC, boom. I'm usually against that sort of thing, but Elden Ring is easily a 100-hour game. If you go for everything easily. Some people have been playing it for over 1,000, but you can easily get 100 hours out of it if you tried. But yeah, let me know what you think of Elden Ring. It's obviously the greatest game of all time, obviously. Now, if you're going to go back, or you're done, or you're waiting for Dark Souls 4 or Bloodborne 2, which is... We'll say about that one, but you know how it is. Moving on. Final Fantasy 16 previews are up. The gist I'm getting... I've not managed to read a lot of these people. I've managed to... I know it's naughty of me, but I managed to skim a few. I've got the PlayStation blog up now. And I watched a bit of the kind of funny one. The gist I'm getting is that I think the kind of funny preview said that if you're looking forward to Final Fantasy 16, just go and play Devil May Cry 5, which fills me with great joy, but also that's kind of a double-edged sword, because there's Final Fantasy has its lovers and I'll say haters, but people that don't really care for it. So that quote may not be as appealing to someone else as it is to me, because I'm all in. I'm seeing, I know it's one character. I know Final Fantasy originally was predominantly this 4 Heroes of Light, and then obviously the party's got bigger and bigger, and the cast's got more fleshed out. But I don't know, the single character, Crisis Core was, but that was Zack, and that was a spin-off, and that was this, and that was that. But with this, but these the icon fights, I saw one described earlier as a Space Harrier battle, and I'm fucking like, there's me 70 quid square. We'll see in a bit. We'll see though about obviously finances come before anything. But I think I'm day one, but I'm really, really, if I could swap this and Rebirth around, I would. I don't know about you, obviously. Because just ask Jam, ask Edgy, friend of the show, ask whoever. I've been theorising this for a million years, it feels like. And I'm just saying, but yeah, it's Final Fantasy 16, especially with the Game of Thrones look, that sort of target is going for, and the like medieval the high fantasy sort of things back, as opposed to the futuristic, but you know what I mean. There's that sort of modern / futuristic sort of era is not present, or at least not yet. You never know what they're up to at Square. Looking forward to this one. I look forward to. I'll have more of an insight next week when I manage to read a few more reviews and watch a few more previews. I should say. Sorry, beg your pardon. But yeah, that'll be next week. But moving on again, Nintendo, or I should say the Pokemon Company, or I should say Creatures or whoever you want to fucking nail this down to. Pokemon Day was yesterday at the time of recording. Probably 2 or 3 days ago if you're watching us on YouTube, maybe even longer. Maybe it's 50 years ago, who knows? Well, this year's Pokemon Direct would have been whatever. Quiet one for me, but some interesting stuff. So I'm reading from Maddie Myers at Polygon. Yeah, got a rundown for me, so I appreciate that, Maddie, thank you. So the Pokemon World Championships, is back in August. I don't follow that at all. Like Pokemon Unite, trading card games, Scarlet and Violet, all that shit. I don't follow it. nah. But I mean, it looks like a good time. The videos look cool. I'm all for hype, which is, you know, is what it is. But moving on, Pokemon Trading Card Game Classic, which is, they weren't too specific what this is. It looks like it's just a playset of a couple of decks from the first set, the very first set, like the Charizard set. A deck, you've got a Venusaur deck and the Blastoise deck, and some modern cards to keep the game fresh. I think it's just that, but you can just play it, and it's a timeless set. It doesn't evolve or anything like that. So Maddie's at Polygon says, a deluxe package designed to be an all-in-one way to play the trading card game. It's expected to launch in late 2023. Pricing was not announced, and more information will be revealed about this the Pokemon Championships, which is again in August. So the earliest September. We'll see. Next one. I was at work when this was on, so I had a bit of a message from Grant. You know Grant. He's a Grand Champ extraordinaire over on Jam's channel when they play Rocket League. He just messaged me saying, "Oh, Pokemon Aardman with Psyduck," and I was just I believed him because it looks like a Pokemon series made by Aardman featuring Psyduck. It's not actually by Aardman. It's by come on, Maddie. The series will expand upon the Pokemon. It will take place at a Pokemon resort and follows the story of a concierge named Haru. Many Pokemon. Right, there's no studio name, but I'll put it up. No, there. I'll try and remember. I'm sorry if I don't. But it looks really good, and it is what it is. So anyway, Pokemon Unite got an update. It's got Zacian. That's probably not how you say that. I always struggle with them too. And the Cafe Remix, I only know Cafe Remix still a thing on Pokemon Day or Pokemon Presents, because who cares, honestly. But it's what it is. Moving on. Pokemon Sleep, finally a thing. It's basically an alarm clock, a pedometer, and everything all washed up into one. I'll use it for about a week, and then yeah, whatever. Moving on. And Pokemon Pokemon Go Plus. That's what it is. Yeah, Pokemon Go Plus has been reintroduced. It can be used for Pokemon Go, Pokemon Sleep. It's a small Pokeball shaped device that you leave in your pillow at night, and it'll like try to sleep that way. You carry it in your bag and catch Pokemon automatically in Pokemon Go. It's got a Pikachu inside it and blah blah blah. It's going to be about fucking 70 quid or whatever. Is what it is. Moving on. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are getting updates. Scarlet is getting a Walking Wake, which is a Suicune Paradox Pokemon, right? Yes. See. And Iron Leaf is going to be in a pilot, which is Virizion. I'm 99% sure. I can't be asked to check it. I'm sorry. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet also getting DLCs called The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero. They'll be out later in 2023. No mention of the current state of the game and if they're gonna patch it and see if they can fix some of the frame rate drops and anything like that. There's gonna be part 1 and part 2. Part 1's the Teal Mask, part 2 is the Indigo Disc, and they're part 1's out in the fall, part 2's out in the winter, which could, if you know your seasons, can fall into next year. But I imagine they're one out for Christmas, but we'll see. Part 1 players will visit the land of Tikami as part of a school trip. In the second part of the DLC, players will be exchange students at Blueberry Academy. Legendary Pokemon called Agripon and Teripagos. That's probably butchered them. I'm sorry. Will be introduced in the DLC. The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero will be available to pre-order later today, which was yesterday, so now. So go and get it. We'll watch this after work. Like I said, I knew some of the stuff, but a lot of it was just dross. I like the United stuff and all that. Again, I just want Legends 2, man. It's all I want. Pokemon Legends Celebi, give it me. Or Pokemon Legends. I said this at work the other day, right? I know it would be Pokemon Legends Mew would be the game. I understand that. But a Legends Mew 2 would be interesting. Like, you'd have to eventually you would have to build up the team to infiltrate the lab to break out Mewtwo and put him in then he'd run off to the cave or whatever, but I know it'd be Mew. Because that's the style and the area, the time they go for, but if it was Mewtwo, I'd be so fucking buzzing, mate. I'd be buzzing anyway. Just give me Legends 2, don't give a fuck which one it is. But which one would, if they do bring out, when they bring out Legends 2 or whatever they call it, which generation do you think they'll go for? Rayquaza, Deoxys, that'd be interesting. Yeah, let me know. But moving on again, the Outer Worlds, getting a special edition. Is it? Kind of. Spacer's Choice Edition. It's an upgrade. It's probably not. It's not the Switch version. I say probably not. It's definitely not the Switch version. It's upgraded for current consoles, and I think you can get it on PC as well. They're coming out March the 7th, and it basically makes it look prettier and shinier. And I'll put some on the screen now for you to watch and have a good time. Live that dream, you know what I'm saying? But I love if I say Outer Wilds, I meant Outer Worlds. If I said Outer Worlds, I meant it. If I said Outer Wilds, I meant Outer Worlds. But you know what I mean, the fucking Obsidian first-person shooter Fallout type thing. It's very fucking good. It's got that Obsidian charm. The sense of humour is great. The game, it looked alright anyway. Like I said, I didn't play the Switch version. That was rough from what I saw. The voice acting was quite good. You know, some of the characters were great. They bounced off each other quite well. It was good. I'm interested in the sequel. I won't lie to you. I am interested in that sequel, but we'll see. Again, March 7th, that's out. Moving on. Another fighting game gets another update. We're eating good this year. We are eating good this year. Jin Kazama coming to Tekken 8. This game looks great, by the way. We've got no problem with Tekken 8. I'm a Street Fighter over Tekken guy, but I don't not like Tekken as much as Jam doesn't like Tekken. I do like it a lot. I have fond memories of playing Tekken 2 and 3 with my uncle before he went off to university and became a professional, whatever he is. Yeah, he used to play the law. He used to do me head in. I used to beat him now because it's what it is, mate. But yeah, this game looks fantastic. Lighting. We'll see how it plays. Like, I've not played a Tekken game competitively, or if I'll say competitively, I'll say properly. Since like 4, the introduction of Steve Fox, and I was just like sweeping. You know what I mean? Right, yeah, that's Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, and also been confirmed as well. Drumroll. Mortal Kombat 12 is to be released this year. If I was NetherRealm, I'd be a bit pissed off here because it got confirmed in a press release, like an earnings call thing, where all the corporate bellends were like, "Oh yeah, we're going to get Mortal Kombat 12 this year," and it's just like, we were going to do that. Now it's just going to be, oh, there it is. We knew it's coming anyway. But I'm a big believer of developers and creators to be able to announce things in their own terms, in their own, their own terms, I'll just say. But yeah, more of that when we see it. I'm sure it'll be great because Mortal Kombat's been on good form recently, I think. It's been good. It's been selling a lot as well, so who knows. And moving on again, Sakaguchi, or Hironobu Sakaguchi, our main man, creator of Final Fantasy. I don't know if anyone played, some people must have played this, but I'm wondering if anyone watching this video has played Fantasian, which is like their game on Apple Arcade, which really fucking pissed me off because I don't have Apple Arcade and I wanted to play it. Once a PC port of this game does our Sakaguchi, there's some IGN Japan from Clive Ezra. Oh, fuck that up. I'm sorry, Ezra. I'll call them Ezra. I'm so sorry. At the Anime Game Festival Magic 2023, held in Principality of Monaco, Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy series, held a session to look back on his career, what career he's had. Made Final Fantasy, that's all you need to say. The rest is history. I was on site, blah blah blah. There are many requests for a PC release, and there are also requests for a sequel, so I'd like to continue working as hard as possible. I hope it does. This game looks fantastic. It had music from a boy Uematsu as well, which the gangs back together, you know what I mean? We'll see. It was like some of the like sets, and I say sets, the backgrounds were made 3D sets by some of the people who made the Godzilla sets in Japan, so is what it is. But it looks fantastic. I wish I got to play it, but I didn't. But fingers crossed for a PC port, 4K ray tracing, all that shit. Do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Last but not least, again, I'm not. Excuse me. I'm not a Dead Space person. I know, shocking, right? But I'm reading from VGC, Andy Robinson. Never read from these. I think it's a new site. It says EA is reportedly polling fans on Dead Space 2 and 3 remake interest. He references a tweet from Dylan Rogers. Says the survey EA sending out on the wall, the writing. It basically means, you know, how interested would you be in a similar remake of Dead Space 2 from 2011? Not interested at all, a little, somewhat, very, extremely. And the same question, but for Dead Space 3. I imagine there's going to be a bit of interest there. But a lot of these surveys, people say, oh yeah, I'll buy that. And just never do. It's this, Starbucks do this all the time. They have a survey in there. The people say they prefer like a rich, like a rich roast. I'm not a coffee drinker. That's probably the wrong terminology. But like a strong, rich roast, but the best seller is a creamy chip. So it's like someone's lying, or people doing the survey aren't buying the coffee; they're buying it from somewhere else. But you've got to sort of. I'm hoping it's sold enough for to remake it eventually the entire trilogy. Because I just want everything to do well. I know that's unrealistic. Yeah, but it is what it is. Let me know what you think. Would you play Dead Space Remake 2? Did you like the first one? Remake, I mean. Anything I've talked about today? Anything to add on it? Well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Let us know, you know, will you be buying Final Fantasy for 16? Elden Ring DLC, you all over that. We'll be back on Twitch on Thursday, which is the 2nd of March. I'm going to run down my top 10 video games of all time. So by the time you're watching this, that's probably going to be tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, because you probably watch it today. It's 9:30 where I am now, so probably go live tomorrow morning. This video, it is what it is. I'll see you then. Thank you so much. Peace. Keep it casual.